guys, Jess here. I have a storage slash organization video for you today, kind of giving you a peek into how I organize my stash and certain pieces I keep on my desk versus how I store everything else that I own, supplies wise, because being a crafter, I'm sure you're all well aware, we accumulate a lot of stuff. So it's easy to get buried in it. It's easy to lose sight or forget what you might have in your stash. So I've tried to come up with methods and ways of organizing it so you can find it and you kind of can catalog and know what you have. And also organize it in a way where you can rotate through things easily, and then also making it accessible, really easy, because I'm know about you all, but I'm a lazy scrapper. I kind of like things in my line of sight. I also like items that are easily accessible. I'm more likely to use them, and I buy a lot of supplies. I love all different embellishments and stickers and papers and mixed media, so I want to make sure that I use what I purchase. So for me to be sure that I will use it, I need to make sure that it's organized and easily accessible. So I am going to show you guys, kind of walk you through my workspace and how I organize a few bits and pieces of my stash, and maybe it'll give you guys some ideas of how you might be able to organize your space a little bit better. Everybody works differently. This is just what works really well for me, and ensures just that I use my supplies. There's nothing worse than buying something and then putting it on the shelf or in your stash somewhere and forgetting you actually own it until like months, or dare I say years later, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I had this. And there may be a chance that it's no longer in style, or you don't like it anymore, and you now have a product that you loved at one point and are no longer interested in using it, which could happen. I know it's happened to me in the past where at the moment in time, I bought something and I never found a layout to use it, and then it sits in my stash for a while, and then the next thing you know, I'm like, your taste changed, the things you like change, your style changes, and then you look at it and you're like, why did I buy this? I don't really like it anymore. And it's a shame that that happens. So I like to make sure that I use my product as soon as I can, within reason. I kind of rotate it in and out to be sure that nothing goes to waste, and that it's accessible. So enough chatting about my process. Is a pretty long-winded introduction to the video, but I am going to start off with kit organization. So I receive the Hip Kit Club monthly. I sometimes will just purchase the main kit. Oftentimes I will purchase more than that. I do the main kit, the Project Life kit, the embellishment kit, and the mixed media kit. They come in just a plastic sleeve like most paper packs do. So what I do is I transfer all the products into one of these really phenomenal, fantastic hard plastic cases. They're about an inch wide or so, and they have a flap that closes shut. Some of the packaging is a little tall, so it's a little tight to clasp it, so I just literally tuck it in the top here, and it holds all, oops, it just popped out. As you can see, they're a little flimsy. I end up having to tape these sometimes, but even with that little bit of, I mean, they're inexpensive. I think I get these at Hobby Lobby. I think they end up being like $2.99 a piece. So, but they do the job. They do it well. They fit perfectly in the calyx units and the cubbies, and I label the spines, as you can see here. This one. This is the February kit that I have right here that I'm ready to dive into. So I get the kits, and I am so far behind in my kit subscription that I am nowhere near scrapping what I've received the previous month. As you can see, this is February, and I'm pulling in February because it's got a lot of like spring and summer colors, and I'm trying to scrap those type of photos right now, so I actually skipped a couple of months, I think November and December. And January I haven't even touched yet, I don't believe. I may have scrapped January, but I'm really far behind. So anywho, I put them on the shelf, I label them so I know which kits I have, and then when I'm ready to scrap them, I take it out and but I still keep the kit together. So before, I had this little like desk organizer that I kept them in, and now I use that for a different reason, and I'll show you that in a few moments. But I recently acquired, and I've been looking for one of these for a while, but I actually went to the thrift store, Goodwill, and I found this file folder system, filing system, clear acrylic, and this is perfect. It's got open sides, which it's not ideal, but it's not a deal breaker either. And it sits up at an angle, as you can tell, and it's got 3 slots. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to take my kit out of the folder I have it, and I am going to put it here in this file system, and then leave it on my desk. And this will be my primary go-to kit for as long as, until I've killed it, basically, or until I'm tired of it, or I've used it to the point where I need a break. And then I transfer it to my other desk organizer, which I will show you that again. I'll show you that in a few. So I kind of do like a rotation. Now, just because this kit is on my desk, it doesn't mean that I don't use other stuff in my stash. It's just I have it out, so if I can, depending on the photo that I'm scrapping, I use this kit first. I mean, these kits are so beautiful and they're versatile anyway. That's more often than not I will use it, but I put it out so it's there. It reminds me, and it's just pretty to look at too. I mean, if you guys have watched some of my unboxing videos, I'm sure you've seen just the collections that they put together for those monthly kits. Are just, the combination of product is just awesome. So anywho, I am going to put on some music, and I am going to take the kit out of the package and put it in, and I'll have you guys watch, and then I'll show you the final product. So let's get this kit out, organized. So here is all out and pretty. See what I mean? Like, how nice is this to have it on your desk and just to look at it every day? It's just so pretty. And then just to see, you know, and easily look through what you have for this month's kit. And I don't know, it's a system that really works for me, and again, it encourages me to use this kit before tapping into maybe a new one or another new product. Again, the papers are easy to see back here. I can actually fan them out a little bit so I get a glimpse of what I have right out the gate. It's just, I can't say enough about it. It just really, really helps me be productive and work through the product that I have. So you should definitely give this a go. Now, I think you can get similar file systems on Amazon, probably at Staples. I haven't actually checked there yet. I would guess probably between $15 and $20. I just happened to find this at Goodwill, and I was like, perfect. I've been wanting to get one of these, and it was a mere $2, so I was psyched. And I love that it's clear because I can see everything. My other organizer that I'm going to show you next is not, so it did make it a little more difficult, or it does make it a little more difficult to see the stuff in the lower pocket, which I'll show you in a minute. But yeah, so that is destashing a kit, and it sits right here on my desk for me to look at. All right, so that is taking apart and putting out a new kit. Now I'm going to show you the system I use to, when I've kind of gone through the new one I've opened and I've reached a point where I'm like, I'm ready for something new. I've kind of exhausted this kit at the moment in time. But I haven't killed it to a point, or haven't used enough of it to a point where I'm ready to like completely file it away in my other storage systems. I still want to kind of keep it accessible. So what I have when that happens is I have another desk organizer. So this one's solid. Kind of shuffling things around, as you can see. This one has, again, 3 separate sections, one a little bit lower than the other. And so this is where all my leftover bits go when, like I said, I've kind of used a big portion of a kit, but I'm not yet ready to completely file it away. This is kind of a mixture of items in here right now that I'm really trying to kill. So I have, or use up. Kill is kind of a violent word. I guess I should probably choose a different word for describing this. Trying to use up my stash. So I've got various bits and pieces. I have leftovers from a DIY kit that I had made that I'm really trying hard to use up. I have tissue paper that I always use, and I have just some random stickers and 6x6 paper pad. A couple of them that I've been slowly picking away at. So I want to keep using them, so I just keep it on my desk and it's accessible. So once like I said, once I've gone through and used up a lot of a kit, or started on a sticker sheet, or whatever the case may be, and I want to really use it, or try to, use it up to the best of my ability, it comes over to my secondhand bin, I guess that's what I want to call it, and for me to continue to use in conjunction with my new kit. So, like, the wonderful thing is about the hip kit clubs, they're month to month you can still use the old kit products with the new kit products. They all tend to just match in one way or another. And even if the previous kit doesn't match the next kit, or I buy a supply that doesn't match a kit at all, it doesn't matter. It's nice to just have it accessible and know that it's there and it's being partially used. And like I said, I really try to use this stuff up first before opening something new, if I can. But it doesn't prevent me from diving into something new if I have a layout in mind or a project in mind, and I really want to use this new package of ephemera or stickers or thickers or paper. I still go in and I open it up. It's just my everyday scrapping. If I'm not really sure where I'm going to begin, I really try to use the stuff on my desk first. So this is my secondhand bin, and I really like this system. It helps me use a lot of stuff, and it keeps a lot of product in here, as you can tell. My 12x12, my stickers. I still have scraps in here that I need to actually organize in my scrap section, but I'm not ready to do that yet. Yeah, I really like this system. So maybe it's something that will work well for you, and you should definitely give it a try. So that is bin number 2 on my desk of easily accessible items. So my third bin on my desk is another new purchase for me. I've been struggling with my mixed media and how to organize it. It was in my cart, but my cart was overflowing. So I was running out of room there. And again, my mixed media product, I really like it to have it at my fingertips. So I've been trying to figure out a system in which to get it on my desk and in front of me, so I'll use it and it's accessible. Because again, I'm a lazy scrapper, so I want it right there so I can grab it. So again, in my Goodwill, my thrift store trip, recently, I found this really amazing, I think it was a planter. And it's metal, it's heavy, but it is perfect. So perfect. I have some stuff stacked in the back here, so I don't want to tilt it up too much. Let me see here. Grab that out, it should be good. So as you can see, it's got 2 tiers. I'm tilting it up just slightly so you can tell. A top tier here, and then a bottom tier that goes all the way back. It's exactly what I've been looking for. So it was actually like a gunmetal gray, and it came with 6 of these. I think they're planter pots. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these yet. So I took this outside. I spray painted it white to match the rest of my space. And I've packed all of my mixed media product on here in one home, which I'm so thrilled about. Now I do realize I am in trouble the more I add, but I will figure that out. I'll figure that system out in one way or another. I have some flexibility here. Like in the back, I have all my texture pastes. I could move those somewhere else so I could keep my mists and stuff here accessible. These are the more important products to me, my shimmers and my magicals, and my sprays. So like my gesso and stuff I could put back into my cart. But for now, everything fits in this lovely little organizer on my desk, and I'm super excited about it. And it's right here in front of me, so I'm more apt to use it and more apt to have fun playing with mixed media. So shop your local thrift stores, folks. I got this whole thing for $5. I was stoked. So I go regularly because you just never know what you're gonna find. And I'm always changing my storage system to make it more efficient and more user-friendly for myself. So, but because I change it so often, I tend not to buy things full retail just because I'm forever changing. So I get really excited when I find items like this. So this is another great find, another great way to store your stuff. And it's right on my desk. So I just move this back here and it's right at my fingertips. I actually take my paint palette and store it right on top, and then I have my little blending brushes and stuff that goes on top as well. And that is the third bin on my desk. Now, to my left here, I have a Calyx. I call it a Calyx. I actually got it at Target, but it's a cube storage system. It's pretty much the same thing as a Calyx. I have my desk here, and then I have a Calyx running along the side here on its side, or it's two shelves high. So I have my typewriter, and then I have my tool caddy, which I'm going to show you now, which is my other at arm's length storage item, which I love and I highly recommend getting. It's this beauty right here. And I tried to spin it, got caught. I picked this up, I believe, at Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure that's where it was. And I used my 40% off coupon. Let me tilt it up a little bit. You can get them at Michael's as well. I don't want to spill my stuff out. But it's kind of, I don't know my size. I think it's a hexagon. I think that's the proper name for this shape. And it has 2 layers of slots, as you can see. And it has little drawers. I keep the little knickknacks here, and it spins like a lazy Susan. I keep all my tools in this little thing, and my roller stamps, because this is the stuff that I use all the time. And having it in a drawer just didn't work for me. But I tell you what, this little spinny tool caddy, doodad, whatever you want to call it, is amazing. It holds a ton of stuff. I have paintbrushes and pens. I have my fine liner ink. I have my scissors, my palette knives. I have an ink pad. Oops, that's with the tweezers stuck to it. It's jam-packed full. It's just full of everything that I use. It's so efficient, and I just love it so much. And the possibilities are endless. So if you have a space for it, I definitely recommend getting one of these. It really, again, it puts everything at your fingertips. You can have it on your, it's kind of large. I would say, well, here, I have a ruler. It's like 11 inches wide. So you want to make sure that you have adequate space to store it. I have a 78-inch long desk here, so for a while I had it actually just in the corner, and I still have plenty of room to scrap. But if you have a smaller desk, you may want to think about to be sure that it will fit. But if you can make it work, I highly recommend it, because this is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. You should go out and get one. Because it stores everything, all your goodies. All right, next up is, so I've showed you my kit storage, I've showed you my secondhand storage, I've showed you my mixed media and my tool. Now, Jess, what about all your papers? What do you do with all the papers you buy that aren't a part of a kit? Because I buy them, and I also buy other kits that aren't from Hip Kit. So I have a system for that as well, and let me show that to you. I'm sure you probably guessed this. I can't tell you enough how much I love these envelopes. They really are incredible. So what I've done is I have a bunch of these envelopes, and again, they sit up in my cube storage beautifully, up like this. Oh, like this. So I can read. I put labels on them, and I can read all the spines. And you can fit, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11. Probably 13 or 14 of these on a single shelf. That's a lot of paper, and that's a lot of kits. And it's only using 1 cube, and your paper doesn't get bent, it doesn't get damaged, it doesn't, it doesn't get faded by the sun. It is such a wonderful, but all at the same time, it's not in a folder or file somewhere that you can't see. These are sitting on a shelf, and they're labeled, so you can easily see what you have in your stockpile, in your stash. And it constantly reminds you that, oh yeah, I forgot I had that Sunny Days, that Maggie Holmes Sunny Days kit. Or not that you forgot, but it reminds you, oh, I have that kit, I really should probably use it. Or I'm gonna do a beach layout, that would be a perfect kit for it, right? If your paper, in my opinion, if your paper was in a file cabinet or one of those iris boxes on a shelf somewhere, it's not as easy to see, in my opinion, so I would easily forget. So for me, this works beautifully because, again, I can see it all the time, and it reminds me constantly of what I have in my stash. So not only do I have these envelopes, now let me just show you. So for separate kits, just like my hip kits, I do the single kit with the labels. So like, for instance, this is Maggie Holmes' my Sunny Days collection, and so I just put this one collection in this envelope until I've used it up. So I have it here, and I do that with all my random kits that I don't put in on my desk shelf. I don't know why. I think because these are a single collection, I just like to keep them together, and I don't use them in the same way that I do a hip kit because it's all the same. I'm not really sure why, I just do, and it works for me. So instead of trying to figure out why I do it, I'm just gonna simply say that's how I do it, and that it works for me. So yeah, so I really enjoy this system. So that's a single kit, but I also purchase a ton of loose papers. Not only do I purchase a ton of loose papers, but when my kits get broken down and they go from my secondhand box, and I still have full sheets in here, I usually always have a couple left over. I don't want to get rid of my full sheets or my scraps. I'm sure you guys saw my scrap filing system, my video, so I save all my scraps. So my full sheets, I want to do the same thing, but I just don't want to throw them in a box. I still want to know who the maker is and keep them somewhat organized. So what I've done to accomplish that is I start off with one of these envelopes. Then at Hobby Lobby, they have these wonderful creations, which are tab file dividers, kind of like what you would have in a binder. These little things right here. And I was like, huh, that's a great idea. However, I don't store my papers in these little file bins, but I do store them in an envelope. So I grabbed a package of them. They come, what, 10, I think, in one package, so it was a lot. And I said, I think they were $20, but I got them 40% off, so it wasn't too much of an investment, and I would find a way to use them one way or another. So I bought them, figuring, let's try this out. So what I've done is I have my file folder here, and I actually, let me show you right here. So I have Heidi Swap in the front, but then my next designer, I have it tabbed out, and it's crepe paper. So then I have all my crepe paper in here in the next tab, and then from there I have a blank one, which I think it's pink fresh, and I haven't done a label for it yet, but I use my label maker. And so I can actually go through, and not only can I can look through and see what papers I have easily enough, but then if I need to know the maker, I just look in the section that it is, or if I'm seeking out a particular manufacturer or maker of a paper, it's easy enough to find with the tab system. I don't know, it's just another, some people may not care about who makes their paper or what the collection is. I am somebody that does. Because I make videos and I talk a lot about the products that I use, I want to make sure that I know who makes it, so I can give them credit for the beautiful product that they've created. And I don't know, I'm very type A, so this speaks to me, and I really enjoy this method. So again, it's just these little file box folders, and then the tab system here with I use the Brother P-Touch label maker to make all my labels. I love this little machine. It's one of the best purchase I've made. So I use this to make all my labels on the spines and everything. So yeah, so that is how I store all my loose papers and all my other kits. I really truly love these file folders. They're by the paper shop. You can get them at Hobby Lobby. Wait till the paper shop is 50% off, or use your 40% off coupon, and you can get them at a really, really good price. And they're easy to take to crops too. So like, if you're going to a crop and you want to take a variety of papers, just grab a folder and go. It just makes it that much easier. And I'm sure you guys have seen, I hope you have. If not, you should go peruse through my channel because I have a lot of great videos on there. I'm just saying, I may be a little partial, but you should check it out. And then you should also hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos as I post them. Anywho, so I have a scrapbook crop packing video that you see me toss a few of these into my suitcase there. So really, really great. I love these so very much. So definitely pick them up. And now, embellishments. Now, I believe you guys have seen my Michael's cart. If not, here's a photo for you to see that. That's where I store all my thickers and my tall sticker sheets that aren't a part of a kit, that are new, that I haven't used or aren't on my desk, so on and so forth. So that's, and it's also for my 6x6 and 6x8 paper pads that I have yet to use. So I keep those on the top there, and then there's these little drawers that I keep all my color-coded loose ephemera in. And I have a video on this system here. So this is all the random bits and bobs that I don't use as often. I've changed up this system quite a few times in my embellishments. I'm just trying to find something that works well for me. And this works really great, but they're in a drawer. And like I told you, I like having things like at my fingertips. So what I've done now is I put my favorites in a more accessible place, but I still use the iris containers that once I've kind of like used up as much as I can, and I'm ready to switch out my embellishments for something new and fresh in my tray system. I then divide them by color, and I put them in these iris containers and continue to use them when I need them, if that makes any sense. So this, again, this is like my secondhand storage system for embellishments, and then I'll show you my primary storage system. So these go in the drawers of that that cart from Michael's that I just showed you the picture of. And again, this is another really great system. Definitely love it. I just, again, like I said, I found an even better one that worked for me to have access to my embellishments all the time easily. And I just like to look at them and pick through them. So I'm going to show you that now. But that's this great embellishment system. Okay, so I have a few different systems here. I have it's kind of like an Alex drawer unit, and I know it's a drawer and I just complain about a drawer, but this one is right to my right under my desk, and it's more accessible, and it's easy to open and look through. So I have a drawer. The top drawer is all my adhesives, and the last 4 drawers are all my embellishments. So I'm gonna go through all that with you, but I'm gonna show you first. I have my first drawer has these little containers in it of all these embellishments. Now you're probably like, Jess, what is going on here? So these are all embellishments that are So I have bags of sequins, and then I have adhesive sequins and enamel dots. They're too small to go in the file system in my Michael's drawer. They'll get lost. You can't see them. So this I can easily thumb through. I can use them as I please, and they don't get lost, and I know right where they are. So this works out really, really well for my sequins and enamel dots, and so I can get them. They're accessible. I know what I have in inventory, and they're easy to find and easy to use. And then my sequins, little baggies. I don't purchase much sequins. I'm seeing a lot of layouts lately with it, so this may be something that I buy more of in the future. We'll see. I'm going to do a layout here soon, but they fit nicely in here for now. So that's what this little bin is, and it's worked out for me. My next bin is all my smaller sticker sheets that I've tapped into or have yet to tap into. Again, they're on the smaller side, so I just don't want them to get lost in that file system on the shelf. Again, I can thumb through these, kind of know what I have, and most of this is like secondhand storage, but not, you know, some of them are still new. Again, they're just on the smaller side, and it just works for me. I really like having these right there in that little drawer. So that's what this bin is. Next up are these two little teal bins here. These are loose ephemera packs from previous kits that I'm not ready to put them in the iris containers yet. There's just too much left, and I don't know. I just started one day by putting them, I think I used one of these just as a little container on my desk to thumb through the ephemera, and I was like, ooh, I kind of like this. So then I just started putting all the leftover bits and pieces in here, and here we sit. It's a system I really like. Again, I'm not ready to divide these out by color yet. So I leave them here in these little containers, and I take them out whenever I feel like I might be able to use it on a layout. So yeah, just again at my fingertips. I really like it. It works for me, and so those sit in those the little drawers as well. So again, cute little. I don't remember where I got these containers, to be quite honest with you. It's probably Target. Somewhere. But so that's the first drawer. So then the next drawer is, these next three drawers are my favorites. I love looking at them. It's a little strange, but I do. So these next three drawers, look at all the pretty stuff. How beautiful is that? Isn't that so pretty to look at? So this is where I keep all my newer, I guess, embellishments. Actually, these should go in my little drawer up here. My newer embellishments that I've taken out of the package, so they're easy to grab, accessible, and I can look through them. Oh, I need a bow. I got hundreds to choose from. They're all right here. Different colors, different sizes, different textures. And again, it's just, to me, it's nice to have them at your fingertips. You can visually take a quick scan and see what you have and choose, you know, pick out what you want to use on a layout. It's not, this isn't, as you can see, not really sorted by color. I got some Halloween buttons here. I got some stars. I just kind of put similar embellishments. Sorry, couldn't spit that out. Similar embellishments in all these different little cubbies. I have lots of these flare badges. that they're just really, really cute. And I didn't have the heart to put them in a iris container. So I got these trays at Joann's. They were actually a little more expensive than I want to admit. They're nothing super fancy. They're like just plastic. But I think they ended up being like $4.99 a piece. So a little more than I wanted to pay, but I don't know. It's what I needed, so I purchased it because I wanted it, and this is a system that I wanted. So if you can use a coupon or something on those, that's great. I can't remember if I did or not. I may have. But yeah, I think they're like $4.99, $5.99. And they fit perfectly in the Alex drawers. I have a knockoff. I have the Michaels drawer. That's just like the Alex unit, but same thing, just a little cheaper. So this is my colorful embellishment tray, and I love it. I can just take it out, I can pick through, I can look at it. It's so pretty. I just love to look at it. So isn't that nice? Doesn't it just make you want to do the same thing? So, and it's in my drawer. It's really quick and easy to pull out and take a look through, rather than the iris containers, which you got to open them up and look through. Again, not a bad system, but I like this better for the stuff that I use more frequently. So then my next one is wood veneer. I love wood veneer. If you can't tell, I haven't cut this one up yet. But how pretty is this tray? Buttons and hearts and words and all the beautiful different wood pieces right there at your fingertips. Again, it's just so nice to see in a glance what you have, what you may want to use. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, I have no more, there's nothing more I can say about this system. It's just, I love it. It's pretty, it's organized, and it's accessible. 3 things that I love. So this is in my next drawer down, so I pull it out whenever I'm working on a layout, and I'm like, ooh, I may want a sparkly wood veneer, or I may want a wood number, or whatever the case may be. So again, very versatile. And these have adhesive on the back, so that's why they're still in the package. I haven't cut them up yet, so I just leave those tucked in there. But that is my other tray. I love it, love it, love it. So then last but not least, my washi. So it took me a while, I'll be quite honest with you, to get on the washi bandwagon. I never really understood why it was a thing, why it was so popular. I don't know. I was just like, it's just tape. What's so great about it? This is why it's so great. Look at all the colors, the patterns. It's just another way to add texture and interest to a layout. It's super fun. I've had a lot of fun using it on my layouts, and I now get it. I understand why washi is so great. And so with my newfound admiration or love for washi, I needed a storage system to make it work. And so this is what I came up with. Again, I just used one of these divider trays, and I'm sitting here organizing it as I talk to you guys. That's totally me. And I just I plop them in. They fit perfectly, and you can see them. It sits in the drawer just nice. Easy to find, easy to access, and they roll but not around too much. And you can just see here, great little snapshot of what you have. Thankfully, my washi inventory or stash is quite small. You can go crazy with it. I have not gone crazy with it yet. So for now, this system works really, really well for me. If my collection grows, then I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do. So, but we'll cross that bridge when I get there. For now, this works out really fantastic. It's so pretty. I love it. So this is in my bottom drawer. Again, really easy to get to. And I'm all about accessibility. And like I said, I'll keep saying it, I'm a lazy scrapper. So this is my jam. It works out really well. So that is in my last and final drawer. So yeah, that is my workspace organization in a nutshell. I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope it gave you some ideas. I will link my other organization videos below so you guys can watch those too for additional ideas. Give you some more, a little more detail on some of the storage systems that I didn't go into here. And I will do an updated room tour as well coming up, because I've rearranged things a million times, and so I owe you guys an updated video. I've changed a lot and I really like how I've got it set up right now, so I will do that soon. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope it gave you some good ideas. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer what I can on anything I showed you in this video. And go get organized and send me some pictures or show me what you've done. I'd love to see it. And until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Happy scrapping. Bye.